welcome to the Lin Sun Show. It's Tuesday. You get a special intro today because we just did our birthday show. Willie's lighting himself in case you guys can't see him. If you want to help us out, we're at patreon.com/the Lin Sun Show. If you like our merch, we are at teespring.com/stores/the Lin Sun Show. This is all a few of my best friends right here. They did an amazing job. So, this week we have one of my best friends, Son Nguyen. You guys, this is our 10th episode, baby milestone, 10th episode. Okay, so Son Nguyen's on the show. He is one of my brothers. He's an entrepreneur. He's been there for me. He's amazing. Stay tuned, grab your Dominoes, and join us. You guys say hi. Hi, see you after the show. Hi friends. So this week we have one of my best friends, Son Nguyen, right here. Son, say hi to everybody.
Hello, hello.
Okay, I've known Son since middle school.
Damn.
Middle school, which is 25 plus years now, right?
Yeah, but I'm only 26.
So I've known him forever. Now, okay, just a little synopsis. So this is just what I want to say up top. So Son went through spinal cord surgery back in what year? Do you remember?
Maybe 10 years ago?
10 years ago. He went through spinal cord surgery. He shrunk a couple inches. They had to do a whole surgery on his back, right? And he could not walk. So this man had to relearn how to walk again from scratch. So the doctor, I remember being in the hospital with him, and the surgeon or whoever comes in and was like, we're just laughing up a storm like it wasn't a big deal, you know? And then the doctor goes, I just want you guys to know this is a really serious surgery. And we were like, okay. And then he goes, I want you to know that you have about 10% chance of walking ever again. And we were like,
okay.
At least we got 10%, you know? Like we were so optimistic about the whole thing.
It's funny because I'm on the phone telling my family, I'm like,
Right.
It's okay, it could be a surgery. So she overheard me on the other side. She will walk in and confirm to me, go, I'm just letting you know, it's very serious surgery. And she did it like 3 or 4 times. It's
Three
funny.
or 4 times.
Yeah.
And we were just, and in case you're wondering who he's looking at over there, it's our friend. They're like, who's Son looking at? But my point to that story, we're going to get more into the story, but my point to that story is, so I stayed at the hospital with this man every single day, right? Like I slept on the hospital floor, I slept on chairs, I made sure everything was okay. It was like 3 months or however long you were in the hospital for, right? And this motherfucker came to one of my comedy shows.
Because I'm not around. I'm not around.
Yeah, right. So I thought, I was like, hey, can we exchange one hospital night for a comedy show? Or like, how does this friendship work here? Because I feel like I deserve more than one comedy show appearance. Just kidding. Kind of. Not
Well,
really.
I mean, I haven't been home.
He's
I haven't
not
been in LA.
always
I'm like, again, I'm leaving tomorrow again. So.
Right. Oh, and he's leaving tomorrow. Okay, so Son, tell us where you're from, like originally.
Like Vietnam?
Vietnam. He's from Vietnam. So when did you come to America?
1987, we crossed the ocean, like F.O.B, fresh off the boat. This is me.
Literally.
This is the F.O.B.
Fresh on the boat.
Crossed the ocean, went to Malaysia, and then to the Philippines, and then here. To make a long story short, on a boat. Yeah.
So you were literally on a boat, and then you came with who?
With my dad, 3 brothers.
Your dad and 3
then
brothers.
some cousins, yes.
And then your mom was still.
She got put in jail in Vietnam because when they found out that we're leaving Vietnam, they put her in jail because that's just how they work over there.
They put her in jail.
Like she's literally in jail, yeah.
So you were like in 4th grade, like how old were you?
I think I was like 8 or 9.
8 or 9, and you had to leave without mom to come to America. That's rough.
And I'm the youngest, so you know how that goes with the mom and the
you were
youngest.
the baby.
Yeah, I'm the baby.
Oh yeah, he is the baby, which is why he's kind of spoiled. But that's another story. So he came. Okay, so when you come here to America off the boat, like what happened? Tell us, like how does that happen? So you get to America. You get off the boat, and then what?
So to make a long story short, we were like refugees.
Okay.
So once you got to Malaysia, then you became like refugees.
Okay.
To the world, really. And then we got interviewed by different countries like United States, Canada, but my dad used to work for the US government. So then it was much easier for us to go.
Okay.
Come here. So we got interviewed, got accepted. Then we went to the Philippines for like 6 months to learn the culture, to learn English a little bit. Then they flew us over to LA.
Okay.
But luckily at that time, my aunt was already here.
Okay.
So that's how we kind of lived with her for the first like month or 2.
So I know that in Vietnam, your dad was a doctor.
Yes.
Okay. So you were living large in Vietnam.
Yeah, I mean, I was still like a kid, but
Right.
yes, I mean, we're not poor or anything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because he had a story where every kid in Vietnam back then had no shoes.
Yeah.
And he was a son of a doctor, so he had shoes, and that was a big deal in Vietnam.
Yeah.
But then when you came to America,
It's like yeah.
it was what?
It's you have to start all you
Right.
start all over again. So
Right.
it's pretty much it just we used to stay in a house where there's like no beds. Like we just slept on the floor. We just on the floor.
Right. And
no
it was,
couch, no sofa, nothing. It's just like blankets.
and no complaints. You just
No,
slept on the floor.
no.
Tell us about this. Tell them the story about when you went to the store and you saw a white T-shirt.
Oh.
Yeah.
So back in the days, well, we only shop at like thrifty store or like garage sales outside. It'd be like 99 cents or $1 like a piece. So we used to go to like Walmart, and I mean now Walmart is like probably dirt cheap compared to just like regular,
Right.
Zara or Gap. So you go to we go to Walmart. I see this nice T-shirt. It's white. When it's white, it's really white, right? And then I'm like, wow, this is so nice. And then I would pick it up. I was like, oh, okay. And my dad was like, oh, yeah, we can't really afford that. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, okay. But it was, when you see a white T-shirt, it's really white.
White.
And when you buy those one on the street,
Right.
it's not white. It's like champagne white.
It was like cream. So it was like sweat.
Yeah.
So, but how much was the shirt? Wasn't that white T-shirt like $4.99 or something?
Yeah, for like $5.
Right.
Probably like between 5 or 10. I forgot. But
Right.
It's still normal.
Yeah. So my point is, you had to come and
Yeah.
switch your lifestyle
Yep,
to
yep,
being like dirt poor.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do know what it felt like to be
Of
dirt
course,
poor.
of course.
Okay. Because you look at him now, he don't look dirt poor, but he was there once, right? So tell us. Okay. So fast forward. So you've always been business minded.
Yes.
Okay. Is it because you grew up poor? So then you thought, okay, I'm going to do something to make a difference? Or like, how did that work?
I think for me, it wasn't like I grew up, poor or whatnot or struggling, but I think it's a mentality thing, I like the funny things in life, and I don't want to say it in a bad way, because it's just what we want. This is whatever make you happy, right? So, I just have this ambition that I want to do something more, you know. And then, of course, ultimately, then I want to give back too. It's not like just always take and not give back.
Right.
And that sounds like a cliche, but really, I do want to do, it's like a test of my ability. Like, what can I do before I get out of here,
Okay. Before you leave this earth,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
can you accomplish?
Yeah.
And speaking of giver, he is a huge giver. Like we used to do business together, and he would pay for everything. But mainly but not because he was like, oh, I'm paying for everything because I just want the recognition. Like you could just never even say it, and he'd still pay for everything. He knew that most of us were struggling, and he was doing very well. So he, paid for dinner. He paid the rent. He let us all live in his home in Connecticut. It was a big. So he is really truly a giver. So on that note, what makes you happy? Because you said you just want to be happy. What makes you happy?
God, I can go many directions with this one, but
Okay.
What makes me happy when I talk about materialistic stuff,
Right.
it's just me being okay with me,
Right.
Because I spend like maybe more than half of my life currently right now. I always try to, make everyone happy, right? It's like I'm always like, okay, so are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? And sometimes I forget that I need to take care of my own soul,
So
So-
do you feel like you are fulfilling that now? Is it?
Yeah,
fulfilling?
definitely. Because
Okay.
now I express more too. Because you know how I am. I used to be just whatever. Everything I let everything slide really.
Right.
And that's not a good thing for the soul, at least. You know what I mean?
Right.
So now I'm just I just want to do things that make me happy. Not selfishly, but
Right,
again,
right.
I don't want to go too far. But if you're happy, then the people around you can be happy
Right.
with you, right? Instead of
agree.
you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
so I can I want to work on it myself where I'm good with me. I can be an asset to your energy, and not like I come to next to you and I just drain away from
Right.
you, right?
You don't want to be a negative.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I want to have enough like positive energy where you naturally, not like I pretend, oh my God, I'm always happy all the time.
Right.
So I want to be like naturally okay with me. So when you're around me, you can be okay with yourself. And it's
Right.
okay to be yourself when you're next to me. And you don't have to pretend to
Right.
be next to me. I don't want you to pretend to be next to me because I don't want to pretend to be next to you.
Right. You don't want to pretend to like. But which is interesting because all of us always felt like you were such positive and high. You've always been that person, but I guess it's more of a deeper thing for yourself.
Yes,
but we've always felt that you're magnetic and everyone gravitated towards you anyway, you know?
But the truth, I like people. I like people. I love people. You know, I like to spend time with people. Now, of course, I want my alone time as well. But I genuinely like people. So that's not like I'm not trying to faking it. You know.
Right.
So
he does genuinely like people. Yeah. Do you feel? So we were talking about the surgery you had up top, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel that? Okay. So how did that play a role in you, like all of this, that the happiness and the you know, I want to be happy for me and I want to feed my soul, like. Because the thing is, you're a very independent human being.
Yes.
And for 3-4 months straight, you could not.
You mean 6 months?
6 months. You couldn't do anything yourself. I literally had to get him his toothbrush, a cup of water, his hairbrush, put snacks next to his bed because he couldn't get up. I used to have to massage your legs before you fell asleep.
Yeah.
Tell me or tell people, how did that change you, you know?
Yeah. I think, you know, when you're in bed for many, many months and you cannot move, it's kind of, all you can do is really think, right? You just think your way through everything. And I think it helped me to slow down. It helps me to be more expressive with my emotion. It's weird as that sound, but it's like, I at that moment in time, I was like, man, I cannot do anything but like think all day long, you know?
Right.
So then it helps me to like, I broke myself, you know? I broke myself to be more softer. I broke myself to be more like, because right now you're like very, very fragile.
Right.
So I'm fragile physically, but then it also, I'm learned to be fragile mentally and emotionally. So because of that, it helps me a lot. You don't understand. Like it helps me so much. So this, I keep saying expression because before I don't really say anything. I just hold everything in.
Right.
But now I actually can express because I have learned to put myself in a situation where I can be fragile. And being fragile is okay. Now I'm not saying weak and, you know, let's not go too far.
You're saying vulnerable.
Vulnerable, being vulnerable, being okay with you.
Right.
Whatever it is, you just be you, right? So I learned to be me. I learned to be more me. I learned to be happy with me.
The thing is, one of your things, I'm going to put you on blast right now. So one of your things in relationships, because Son, he's the ladies' man. He always gets women, right?
Lisa, that's not true.
He even had a girlfriend when he was in bed for 6 months and couldn't walk and all that stuff. He even had a little wifey girlfriend type who like was there. One time he was in the hospital and he needed to go potty and the nurse was so busy and everything else.
Oh my God. Okay.
And this wifey of his, y'all, cleaned him up for the nurse. Okay, listen. I've never been in love like that. So no, I'm just kidding. But so she cleaned him up for him and then all that stuff. But part of the non-vulnerability thing is you had a hard time saying I love you. Yes. Right? Okay, so tell us what's the difference now? Because I know you tell Lisa you love her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though Lisa want me to say it more, but I'm learning. I don't know, why, right? Of course, I probably say to Lisa a lot more than everyone ever combined. You know, and count 10, just so you know. Just so you know, Lisa. But and it's still not enough. But to me, because when I say I love you, for me it weighs a lot. Because people just say it randomly, you know, it's like, I love you, and they probably mean like 1% of what they say, right?
Right. So you really wanted to let that person know you meant it.
Meant it. But I'm a guy that I show through action too.
Oh, so your love language is acts of service.
Yes, exactly. So so that's my love language is more action.
So then what's Lisa's? His
expression.
She's words of affirmation.
Yeah, words of affirmation. Oh. So that's why I gotta learn to say it more to her.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us. Okay, so one of the two more questions. So I want to talk about Lisa.
Please.
So Lisa somehow got this man to put a ring on it. I want to know how she got this man. Because tell everybody how old you are.
I'm 41.
He's 41, okay? 41 years old, barely putting a ring on somebody. So, and he's had many, many wonderful, amazing girlfriends, all of them. What had you put a ring on that?
So, smart, sweet, gentle, all of that. But ultimately, she loves me. For me.
Aww.
Yeah, so she loves me for me. Well, I want to think myself as an ambitious person, right? I'm ambitious. I'm always like doing something, it's always doing something, right? So when she loves me for me, it's easier for me to do what I want to do. And most importantly though, beside that, we trust each other. I trust her completely and she trusts me completely. Because for like 2-3 years, we're in 2 different continents, It was like one in America, one in Vietnam, things like that.
Which is what? Lisa's a white girl who lives in Vietnam.
Yep.
And Son's a Vietnamese who lives in America. Wedding. So the last question is, what is your definition of a good friend?
Be real. Sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes you of course being supportive and all that stuff. So I can be hard on you, but doesn't mean I don't support you. Right. I can still support you. I still love you, but doesn't mean I can be nice. I shouldn't be nice to you, because then it's not, because no one's helping anybody, right? Because, okay, for example, let's say when your friend asks you a question, you're like, well, then you're lying. First of all, you're lying to yourself, and then secondly, you're lying to that person, right? So be hard, be truthful, not hard. Just be truthful, but supporting. Truthful. Right. You gotta support the person.
Not just criticizing or whatever.
And then just walk away, whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you and I have this relationship where like you tell me how it is and I tell you how it is. I mean, sometimes it's a little too harsh, but it's okay. But you want someone to have that kind of like, let's just tell me, man. Just tell me. Then if I can take it, then I can take it. But tell me. But the thing is, if you actually have this relationship where I can tell you the way it is, but you also know that person don't mean to hurt you, then it's a whole nother conversation, right?
You know their intention.
Yeah, because the intention is that I want to help you. I'm truthful because I want to help, not because I'm truthful because I want to make you cry down.
Because I'm a hater.
Yeah, it's very different, right? So I think a good friend is just someone who's just truthful, but supporting you at all at the same time.
Right.
Yeah, and this is, I mean, it takes me a lot to understand this now, but you should be happy. If someone are successful, they're happy, you should support them when they're happy.
Right.
Because everybody is like, remember, we're all selfish people.
Right.
All of us are. I don't care who you are. I don't, let's not go too far, but I don't care who you are. But so when we see someone is happier, we'll have this little jealousy inside, right? This envy and whatnot. But once you learn to get rid of that, you'll be a happier person. And I think I learned that maybe like the last few years, I actually truly learned that. When I see my friend is successful, I'm like, I'm so happy that you're successful.
I'm working on it. We're working on that.
We all are.
We'll get there.
I'm not perfect, but we all are.
We're working on it.
Yeah. If you could pick a time of your life to start over, Pacific time, meaning you have your timeline and you get to go back,
Yeah.
When to start over, why you picked that time.
What I would go back to is the time our mutual friend Michael Mo, shout out to Michael.
Hi, Michael.
He invited me to do business with him.
Ooh, it's a good one.
I was the first one he invited me to do business with. I was like, no, it's not for me. And then he skipped over me and asked my friend's son to do business with him. And then my friend's son said, okay, because he's smart. And then they both did business together first, and then they blew up. And little old me came along like 3 months later, like, now I want to do it, So that's what I would change.
Yeah, see, that's a good one.
That's what I would, because I should have just been smarter at the time, and because I wouldn't be here paying Joe with Lee's sandwiches.
But I think it's okay to have this kind of, we call it regrets, right? Sometimes this regret really hits you in the heart.
Hey man, shit, it happens. Yeah. Fuck this, I have no regrets thing. I have a bunch, okay?
Okay, very cliche question, but I actually want to hear from you. What would you do if you have $100 million?
Fuck, if I had $100 million, I'd pay my debts.
Oh,
A lot of it to him.
Damn, I didn't do the calculation right now.
I pay my debts. No, seriously. Number one, I pay my debts. I just pay my debts.
Are you so debt with everybody? You
with
mean?
everybody.
Okay.
I give Kira some money for letting us. I give Joe more how much he deserves. I pay all my debts.
Okay.
And then I put some money aside for Ethan, for my son, right? And he can't touch that until he's 18, obviously. I would put some.
When has a girlfriend?
And then I would, of course, give some back, obviously. I don't know to which charity yet. I got to pick one. But probably something for single moms. That would be a big one for single moms. Maybe single mom comedians. And I'd live large shit. What the fuck? I got one YOLO. I'd be like, son, we're going on a plane. Where we going? Fucking pho restaurant down the street. I just want to be on a plane. Shit.
Can we just drive the plane down the pho plane instead of flying?
I'm gonna call the place. Hey, can we land a plane on your rooftop? Because if not, I'm not coming. And it'd be just like a block. Anyway, yep, that's what I would do.
Okay, good, good. And the reason I'm asking this because I want you to, feel it. If
For
you want to be successful, you got to feel it. What would you say when you have a Netflix special?
Oh my God! First of all, I cry. Like I just come on stage and be like, we gotta do it again. Take two. But seriously, I'm one of those people who don't forget people. You know this.
Yeah,
like I'm super grateful. So I go through a list of every single person.
Lynn, that is your show. Sorry. 3 hours later, you're done.
I'd be like Joel Flanders, Kira Rachel, Son Nguyen, Michael Moe, Lisa Sunstant, Bobby Oliver. Like I go through every single person. That's mainly what it is. I'd be like, I wouldn't be here right now without that one person who said, even Tao, you know Tao Do?
Yeah, of course.
She was the first one to tell me I should be a stand-up comedian. And like, I'm going to say her name. That's just how I do. Yeah. I'm going to shout everybody out. Is that the answer you were looking for?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you, son.
Oh,
Yay!
thank you.
Oh, I don't want to get lipstick on his white shirt. Okay.
It's okay.
Now he can afford white shirts now. Okay. Yay, did you like Son Nguyen? These people, I don't know what they're talking about, but Son was amazing. I finished like half of these buffalo wings. Thank you for watching. I love you all. Please comment, subscribe. All that fun stuff people are doing. I had a few too many drinks, so I'm having a great time. Happy birthday to me. See you later. Bye.